Greetings everyone, Balguard here, and today we're here for reviewing my games against Mr. Daddy Sir. So he's part of the MC community, he's playing with Masters of Salt for this tournament, and I am playing for Team Prince. We are one big French team playing all together, the Heretics are part of it, there are many other French teams inside of it. And as for this round, I am playing alongside Agrash and Luther Halls. So two fellow French guys, very active on the French in the French community. But for today, let's focus on today's match. I am playing Alpharius and I am playing Vulkan 2. And my opponent, Mr. Daddy Salt, no, Mr. Sir Daddy, Sir Mr. Daddy, anyway, he's playing Horus Lupercal and Durak Rask. So pretty even matchups, I would say. Maybe Horus is probably favored against Alpharius. And Vulkan, I would say he's favored against both, just because Vulkan is so strong right now. But Durak Rask has his say against both of my warlords too. So definitely not very easy matchup, but definitely ones I can win too. Alright, so this is the list that I used, and I am not fairly confident whether this is the best list of Alpharius I could have decided to go for. Just because you never really want to give cards to Horus, right? Actually, I would have much rather played an Exodus if I had a choice, but that's how it is. So I decided to go for that. I decided also to play the trap build for two reasons. First, I think I should be able to mill a true Horus deck, and secondly, because this is a deck I'm the most confident with, and in a tournament you should always play the deck that you are the most confident with. So this is valid for everyone, especially in this tournament where there are lots and lots of people who are just trying to who are not veterans in tournaments. So that's a valuable piece of advice. Do not try to play what's best, try to play what you're best with. Okay, so well, without further ado, we'll just jump into the first game. Yeah, and I picked the second one because I shared them in the wrong order. Doesn't matter. This is indeed the first game, and my opponent is Mr. Daddy Salt. Hey, Master of the Universe, but he's playing with Master of Salt, I believe. Anyway, I decided to kick Lecticio de Vitalis because I want to build the trap and to play Command Bridge. I don't want to give too many cards too early to Horus. I keep the Aleph Null Veterans because if he can get a control of the ball early on and deal damage with his troops, it's going to be very, very hard for me to tank the entirety of his burst. So now he goes for the Smoke Grenade. That's sound to play that against an Alpha Legionary on turn 1. That's very reasonable. So just as I usually do, I will go for Command Bridge and pick the healing. You never have too much healing against the Horus. And just like I usually do, I move into Alpharius turn 1. I want the Secret Twin cost to go down as fast as possible. And anyway, since my next turn will probably be Aleph Null Veteran, it will be at least 2 turns before I can generate a trap. So it's not worth waiting. So here I am very satisfied that he chooses to go for my face. And at this point, I don't know exactly what game plan I'm going to opt for, because the fact that he didn't play any troops on turn 4 probably means that he's playing something very burst oriented without too many troops. But at the same time, swinging face, I feel like it doesn't do much because I want to have a decent control of the board before potential Saga Targos, which I'm very happy. I'm very happy I haven't seen him this turn. You'll see, I am really hoping for Lambda Zeta, the Thunderhawk that deals 4 instead. Because if I have it right now, I can potentially swing with my Warlord, swing with my 3-1, because he's gonna swing into 3-2, which is reasonable. And then I can kill the Saga Chagos before it gets out of hand. Okay, so now I get my Desert ground. I'm a bit sad, I would have loved to get my hands on it in turn 1. And now I start by doing this. So basically I can kill it with damage, so I was kind of hoping to steal an outflank here. I could have played it alongside my counter attack. Okay, so no Thunderbolt. We didn't steal Alpharius. That would have been very lucky. Mortar Strike. It's not the worst steal. It's acceptable. Okay, and here I'm like, again I'm like, give me my Thunderhook, but I just can't get it. So here I'm just tightening my butts, and gotta do what it takes. So I give him a Nebula, which isn't that big of a deal, since anyway I don't have my Lambda Thunderhook, and I already played 3 of my 4 veterans, so it's acceptable. The Mortar Strike lands on the best target, which is the 3. I am very happy about that. And here he has a big turn. And he also goes for the second wave, and that's probably a questionable play, because now I can clean up all of his troops with a heart. I don't know, it added 2 cards to his hand, so that would still have been a clean. Yeah, that would have been a clean because this thing is gonna deal 10. Malagos will compete the counter attack, and then Harrowing will deal 10. So here I don't have any other option, so I just go for that. So yeah, I think I play Harrowing, and first... Oh no, okay, it's only 9. Oh yeah, sure thing, it's only 9. Okay, makes sense too. So now I see that he is very low on health, and so am I, so this game won't go to fatigue, even though I have 1 Season of Betrayal inside of my hand. And here he has a very painful turn. This is actually... I think it's smarter than playing his Mortar Strike. Oh, maybe he doesn't have his second Mortar Strike. He already played one. So now he goes for the Nebula 2, which is very sound, because they had plenty of time to top deck either a veteran that deals 2 damage here and or a Lambda Thunderhook to just send it and ignore it. So by doing this, he ensures that his thing needs to deal 3, that his things actually deals 3 points of damage more to my face. So that's very reasonable. I go for the Mortar Strike. And now he plays his second Matter Ghost. It's not every day that we see a second Matter Ghost. So here I'm like, okay, I have 2 other draws for either Lambda Thunderhawk, either Fortune's Veteran, or Harrowing, and I do get my hands on the second Harrowing. So you see, if this was an Abyss Lighter, for example, or maybe a belt, I don't know, things could have been, it could have been a smoother sail. But that's how it is. I didn't know for sure what he was playing as, and I wasn't expecting not to be able to stun Malogust and a Sagatha Ghost. I mean, I did use a couple of my stuns early on, but seizing board control early on was good in case he played a troop-based Horus. Okay, so if I had to do things differently, I would have probably kept the veterans until he played some troops, because the 3-3 early on didn't matter too much. So yeah, that was game 1. And here is game 2. I decided to go for that list. I was expecting him to just play Horus another time. I kind of wanted a Corridor's Death in case he plays, in case he decides to go for his Durak Rask, and even against Horus, I think I might have the time to just play it. It's a burn version, but I do have lots of healing. And yeah, I'll probably should have tempo in turn 8 to do that. I have excellent tools in order to seize the board in the mid game. I included 1 Chimu just because I'm like, okay, I'm against a Death Guard. If I'm too lazy to position my troop correctly or run the Spectre of Death, I might just take this opportunity to heal it up. Or maybe if he plays an Imperial Reaper and I am forced to swing into it, all of my troops will be poisoned, and then this Chimu can make the upset, you know? It can be pretty good. Double Pi Alpha, both good against they're good against Smoke Grenade, and they're also healings, and we always want more healings. Double Hope, excellent cards. 1 supply land only, and I run 2 6 energy vehicles. That's a combination I like a lot. Double Hope, because I hope I can get my hands on something like this, or even accelerating towards these new Dara veterans or these Vulkan squad is excellent too. 1 frontline, just because it's always useful. I mean, not always, but often. This is great. Double Benevolence. Don't have that many sacrifice abilities, only my Epistory, but I would probably use them on my own face. 1 Storm Eagle, it's nice. Double Orbital Combat, it's pain to Horus, and it only costs 1, so it's definitely one of the best 1 energy draw a card. And one drilling site just because it's useful. I completely forgot to put my Melgator inside of this list. That's a shame on me. But anyway, let's watch this game. Okay, so Master. It's Master that is, sir, not Mister. Apologize to you, man. I've been spelling your name wrong for this entire time. Okay, so here I have Benevolence and Pi Alpha in my opening hand, but I really need something to actually do in turn 3. I have 45 HP. I have a little bit of time before I need to start healing them. So I really want to get 3 drop, but it's alright because I can still... I have 2 turns to draw into one, and I can still generate one with my world ability. There are 2 good ones, Hope, which are Hope, and the one that drops 2-1, I can't remember its name. Sorry about Devotion, I think it's Devotion. So basically, yeah, I just go for Hope here. I pick the most expensive cards. Once again, I really want to put something down before he starts playing down too many troops. He showed us earlier that he plays a deck with a lot of burst. We did take some time to tweak our list in between the matches, so it wasn't unlikely that he actually kind of changed his list a bit. So here we see a troop, a 4-drop, that was expected, that's how you should play Horus. And here he decides to swing, and maybe that's a little bit too hasty. He's more playing as a Death Guard here, it's actually pretty funny. But by doing this, he actually gives me back the control of the board, which is something I want with Vulkan. Vulkan is a proactive warlord. He is not excellent as a reactive warlord. There is no such thing as a legendary Boreal or the Sisters of Silence, White Falcons, card that will help you control the board while establishing a strong presence. Vulkan either clears his opponent's board or develops one. It's hard for him to do both at the same time. So I'm very happy that he gives me that. Okay, so a couple of things happen here. Let me see. Durak Pro, that's true. So yeah, by playing his smoke grenade on my Darrow Veteran, suiciding his thing, he's giving me a very good control of the board. And yeah, he's not developing anything else. If he just hadn't attacked, I would have been forced to swing into it. Maybe he could have played another troops, and it would have meant the start of troubles for me. But here I'm perfectly fine. Okay, so here he did go for the Mortal Strike, so still a lot of burst inside of his deck. Kind of an in-between version, so it seems. I don't know, I haven't been playing that much of Horus lately, apart from a shitty one, so I can't really tell whether that's optimal or not. I'll trust him on this one. And yeah, a second Smoke Grenade here, and that's slightly too early. I mean, you're giving me control of the board right now. You have to know that you won't be able to ever deal even a few points of damage to me with your troops, except if I feel like I'm in danger. Like I'm not in danger, sorry. So by doing this, you're assuming, okay, I can deal 30 points of damage to you with my hand. And that's slightly ambitious. Slightly. It's not completely impossible. He still has a couple of burst cards in his deck, but it's still a little bit ambitious. So I recognize this, and with my command bridge, I decided to go for the Benevolence. Okay, sorry about that long break. I really wanted to explain those things to you guys. It's been a long time since I hadn't been explaining things to you. I kinda missed it. So now, he goes for Melgator and Drilling Site. So this is going to be a very potent turn. So he actually takes back control of the board. It's not a very big control, but yeah, you know, it's still something. Here I think it's an error too. It's very intuitive to heal with Ekatres. I probably would have done the same if I went 100% focus. But here it's maybe one of your last opportunities to actually deal 2 points of damage to me. And if I decide to go for Scorched Earth, well, you do have these 2 other guys in your hands, so you're happy that Scorched Earth is played 1 turn earlier. Okay. So here I'm only at 22. So that's not much. 21 even. He's still at 34. Yeah, so here I have a very good cleaning of the board with my Scorched Earth. And I do believe that since I'm still at 17 health, and I've already seen 1 drilling site, I don't expect to die here. so I don't need to heal right now. And that's something you need to remember too. When you have a choice between developing and defending, you should almost always go for the developing. Because if you defend now, you might not have time to develop later on. Whereas if you develop now, you would still have time to defend later on. That's the theory. Okay, so here I take another 2 points of damage, which hurts a bit, but I'm able to commit the entirety of his board. I'm still at 14, I should be safe, but I was in range of double quickfire and vengeful spirits, so I decided to heal up just in case. Okay, so here he doesn't attack, and that's sound. And now I was kinda expecting either to get my hands on another healing. I still have a Chimu, I have another Pi Alpha, and I have another Benevolence. Storm Eagle is not the worst. He decides he doesn't attack here, and that means I can't swing and proc my Reckoning, which is all things considered. I have more health by doing that. So here I just go for the double Benevolence. And since I'm still at 17, I decide I can very simply use my Vulkan squad to shoot. Because once again, he can't really kill me, so I'm just trying to be as efficient as possible in killing him. Horus will end up killing you, and that's the worst thing about fighting this game. So you should also focus on killing him. And that's why it was very definitely a very reasonable idea to heal with the Alcatraz and not swing with it. Because here, for example, if I don't have any point of damage in my hand, then he does actually have another chance to kill me. But with that swing to the face and my Storm Eagle, I am able to close up that game. So yeah, well played to my opponents. A couple of decisions that would have been maybe better taken, but overall it was a great game. It was a great match, it was very well played for him. Okay, so yeah, I must admit that I wasn't all too confident about that Vulkan. As you guys will have noticed, I'm not playing too much the game these days, so I kind of built my deck hastily. I had a vague idea of what Dolce's deck looks like, so I was kind of thinking like him. I just remember that he had a shit ton of drop threes, so I just did the same. I know there are a couple of cards that he plays differently. I think if you guys want to bring this ladder, this is an excellent card. I also think, but I couldn't be sure that he runs this volcanic instability. I don't know if he runs the Russian squad. I don't want to say bullshit. So all I can assure you is that he probably doesn't run Alexis Nebula main deck. Anyways, guys, that was it for the first game. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you soon with more videos, hopefully. Bye bye.